about curses. The thing is, as Christians or maybe intellectuals, we're not supposed to believe in curses or witchcraft or magic. But in a sense, the second you believe it to be true, it becomes true. You know, when you're truly in love with someone, they in a sense have a spell over you. They control your life. And if this person is negative, in a sense, they can curse your life to be negative. It's a sort of influence, a sort of programming they put on you. Or the second you put someone on a pedestal, you see them as higher, they can also influence you. It's in a sense almost like magic. Influencing someone's behavior through words is magic. Do you know? So, or when you go to a lady with a crystal ball, right? She just sits there and she has a glass ball and she puts on a persona, an act, and she probably says some weird words and she has this aesthetic and vibe. If you truly believe her, just like star signs or an 8-ball that you shake, right? If you truly believe it, in a sense, you can make it true, right? Whatever you think of, you become. Whatever you put into the world will become reality. So if you believe this ball, this lady, or this curse, in a sense, it becomes true. It's the same with our faith. Jesus becomes more and more true the more you believe in him. And that's the issue about curses. If you believe in a curse, you shall be cursed. If you believe in Christ, you shall be saved, in a sense. It's so when people say magic isn't real or curses aren't real, they're pretty darn real. They're pretty darn real. If they can influence your mind and you think about it multiple times a day, or it just doesn't leave your consciousness because you might not be filling that vacuum with something else, and it's just that curse in your head, this voodoo, this witchcraft, that can influence your life, and that is magic. That is pure magic. And in a sense, Jesus is trying to use that magic on us. He's trying to influence us and put words in our mind and put philosophy in our mind and rules in our mind and a belief and faith and hope and love in our mind. He's trying to put a spell on us. The spell of you shall be saved. The spell of you shall be better. The spell of I'm gonna get you out of hell. In a sense, that is magic. And other people, the media, or people that want to drag you down, or your crazy ex-boyfriend, or your crazy ex-girlfriend, or your evil uncle, they're trying to put spells on you all the time. They're trying to put spells on you. Negativity spells, self-doubt spells, spells of hate, spells of, hell. So, magic and curses do exist. So you gotta be really careful what you believe out here, because everyone's trying to put a spell on you. So, and the only repellent is the big book, the Bible. So, yeah, that's kind of because I was reading here and they mentioned that this girlfriend put a curse on this man, and because he had lip surgery, it happened during his lip surgery, and after she put the curse on him, and then he started noticing a bump that formed in his mouth. So now he thought this was some sort of cancer, some sort of curse, and he just became more and more negative because he was in love with her and she actually cursed him. Like she said it out loud and left him and betrayed him, and he was in love with her. And he thought he was literally gonna die. And then, even if you believe in mythology or old myths or legends and they talk about those things, you might even consider them to be true, especially if you're in a low mental state of a heartbreak or something like that. Then, of course, you're always eager for new information in a sense, or an answer. So then you say to yourself, well, I must be cursed. And then you notice something like something is growing in your lip. And yeah, then he went back to his friend who was a surgeon, who then removed this thing, put it on the table, and said, well, this was scar tissue from your first surgery. Like, you're not cursed. It's dead skin. And that cured the man. So that filled the vacuum, that answered the curse. But the curse was actually just in his mind.